So the very first step in baking is preparing and measuring all the ingredients. So here we carefully measure the evaporated milk, crack the egg and pour the flour into the mixing bowl and add a pinch of salt. Measuring ingredients accurately is important because it helps ensure the dough has the right texture and finished bread turns out soft and delicious. So this step right here is very important since it ensures that every ingredient is added in the correct amount. Also, so we don't have to panic later on when we have to actually start the baking process. So right here we are sprinkling 2 pinch of salt to the flour so we can bring out the flavor of the dough later on. Right here we measured about 200 grams of sugar, but we didn't add all of it since we have a very sweet center already, which was the halaya that we were gonna add later. After we were done cutting the cheese, so all our ingredients are prepared, so we're ready for baking now. So after we were done preparing the ingredients, let's move on to our next step, which is one of the longest process in baking. It is the mixing and kneading of the dough. So we truly mixed all the ingredients until they formed a dough, then knead it until it becomes smooth and elastic. So this step is very important because kneading develops the gluten in the dough, which making it stronger and more elastic. This helps the bread rise properly and give it a soft, chewy texture.
Lagyan natin ng flour, itlog, haluin natin, maglagay tayo ng maligamgam na tubig, gatas, brown sugar, haluin ulit, ilagay ang yeast o pampalsa, 1 teaspoon sa vanilla at ube flavoring. Lagyan ito ng mantika ang ating kamay upang hindi dumikit ang dough, pati na din dun sa mixing bowl.
So dito guys, dinagdagan lang namin ng flavoring at color yung dough. So mas pleasant siyang tignan tapos magkaroon din ng more flavor yung dough. So dito guys, nagiging mas elastic at nawala na yung medyo sticky ng dough kaya malapit na siyang i-rest dito. So as you can see here, umalsa na yung dough natin. So goods yan. So, next step natin is sponging. So, pagkatapos mag-rise ng dough, yung next step natin is sponging it down to release the air bubbles that form during the fermentation. So, dito, yung step na to is very important because it redistributes yung yeast at gases, making the dough easier to shape and help the bread have a more even texture after baking. As you can see here, mas naging flat na siya. That's because yung mga air bubbles is nag-release na after punching the dough. So, dito yung bread, i-flatten natin para mas maging easier na i-weight out natin yung yung laki ng size ng kada bread. At saka, para na rin mas madali siyang i-cut mamaya. So as you can see here, dito na sinimulan i-cut ng ating baker. Kaya naman, pag i-weight out nila, ang weight namin dito is 100 grams per bread. So, dito i-measure out muna natin para maging pantay-pantay yung outcome ng mga bread natin. So, this is how we put the flavoring inside. So, yung flavor natin is yung ube halaya at saka 2 pieces of cheese. So, dito, ipa-flatten natin yung dough after measuring. Tapos, we're gonna put it there. And then, as you can see here, nagpo-fold para hindi mawala or mahulog yung mga flavoring during baking process. So, here, binibilog niya para magkaroon ng pleasant look yung ating bread. So, pagkatapos nun, in-roll out natin siya sa mga breadcrumbs para magkaroon ng more flavor at para na rin magkaroon ng crunch or texture later pag kinain natin yung bread natin. So, here tapos na natin ng lahat ng bread natin. So, we're gonna go ahead and let them rest for a few minutes. We bake them until fully baked. So, now, you can see here, cool na sila kaya nakuha na ng mga classmate namin.
Going on taxi!